What's up, YouTube? This is Ultimate Shield 340 back at it again with another Division 2 video. In this video, you will see what the price of overconfidence is on my part. One thing that I have said in previous videos is that once I started doing these YouTube videos, I started to sort of look at my gameplay, and there was a pattern that I had noticed, that I have a tendency to become overconfident. Using the supreme tactic of the cover-to-cover system does allow me to get out of a lot of tough jams, and I think I've become too reliant on it, in the sense that I will get myself or allow myself to get into bad positions, or be in compromising places, and then will try and use the cover-to-cover system to get myself out of it, and then I'll end up getting smoked, or I'll continue to go down over and over. So you'll see some of that in this gameplay, and I wanted to sort of make this video to sort of make you aware of, what are you doing as a Division 2 player, if you're struggling with going ahead and, clearing content. Are you going to push the enemy too much? Are you not pushing them enough? Is your damage too low? Are you not using proper skills? Are you not using the right kind of tactics? So I just wanted to go ahead and ask you that question, and then sort of show you my process and how I arrived to that in my own gameplay. So this is I believe this is a DARPA mission. This is also to go ahead and end on my specialization for the firewall. Even though I did already unlock it on the firewall, I never actually did the mission, so that I can go ahead and get the blueprints, as well as I think it's a color palette for it. So that's the reason why I went ahead and chose this mission. I'm actually using the Vile Jammer build. This is a Black Tusk invaded mission, so I thought, hey, we're going to get a lot of electronics and stuff, so this would be a very great build to use for this. So click the first area, then we're going to go to the next. I'm going to go ahead and pick up all this loot, and then we are going to start pressing the enemy whenever we get into the next area. So in this room, there's going to be 2 dogs that come out, as you can see there. Start off using the Jammer Pulse. Go ahead and do a pretty good job of knocking those electronics down, and then trying to target enemies that are rushing up to us and building those stacks with blue screen. Get through this first area pretty quickly. I switch over to my secondary weapon because I know this dog is about to die. So for those of you who don't know, if you're using blue screen and you switch over to a secondary weapon, you can keep your stacks, as you see behind at the, as my status screen. So this way you don't waste stacks on enemies that are either not going to, get any benefit from the blue screen's effect, or that's the last enemy, just like I did there. So that's what I've done. This is actually a rather long video. I'm gonna kind of cut out big pieces of it so that you can sort of get a clue about what's going on, and sort of highlight what's really important. And I think whenever I recorded this video was about an hour long, so I'm not gonna have you subject to watching me pick up loot boxes and things like that. So just as a heads up. And yeah, so this is the first major room and part of the first set of problems. Me and my teammates, we set up. I'm going to go ahead and try and knock down the drones that are coming down. And, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but even though I pulsed them, they didn't take effect. Maybe I had pulsed too soon. I'm not really sure what that was all about, but no big deal. We're just going to go ahead and knock these drones and stuff down and make sure that we start to activate the objective. So make sure to pick up that signature weapon whenever you can, and start to shoot down the ads. Now you'll see here, I come around, prioritize, shooting the dogs, making sure that the dog is going to go down real fast. Notice that the drones are coming down, and I go ahead and pulse those guys so I can go ahead and knock them out the sky, make all of our lives a lot easier. The drones that you see there are some of my most hated enemies in the game. Personally, they're just very annoying, like little gnats, I guess. So that's rather unfortunate, and you just gotta go ahead and do what you can do. We're going to go ahead and continue to activate the objectives. I noticed here only one side was activated, and this is probably a mistake that, in retrospect, on my part. Notice that one objective is down, so I'm going to run over here and start activating the second objective. My thought was, hey, why not, just speed up this process? This is fairly easy so far. Why not? And this is where overconfidence comes into play. We knock down those drones. I'm thinking, hey, we're in a good spot. And then all of a sudden, this door opens up behind me. Now I'm in a bad position. Granted, I was able to sort of get on the other side of this, but now, because I think I've tried to hit the objectives too soon and my team wasn't quite ready for it, now we're being rushed by multiple spawns and ads on, one side of the door, the other side. There's a dog that's going on. And again, I'm actually in a really bad spot. Why? Because remember where the previous enemies came out from? Right behind me, right? So looking at this gameplay, I'm thinking to myself, looking at it now, why did I just stay there where I should have backed up and gone somewhere else? So as you can see, more ads come out this room. So no big deal. Gonna tag those guys, and now I get kind of smoked from out of nowhere. I still don't know where I got hit from, but you just try and do your best. Teammate goes down. We're surrounded, getting shot from all sides. Ultimate tactic there. Cover to cover move, get into a better position and heal myself and heal those ads. Again, being surrounded at all sides by the dogs. I'm trying to get myself in a good position, and I'm exposing myself by climbing over that. Good thing I didn't get shot in the back. Otherwise, it'd been real bad. But you just gotta keep attacking the enemies. And all of this happened because I decided I wanted to press the other one there. Our teammates goes down, and granted, this is pretty easy so far, but I've made this a lot harder because I've tried to, move quicker than my teammates were ready for me to do so. And I was in a bad position, and then just decided not to reposition in a good part, and that's why we are in this position as we were. Good for us, we were able to overcome all this and move forward. So I'll go ahead and move us to the next area. Then we get into this room. So here comes problem number 2. So I go ahead, start jamming these guys, start trying to mark these targets. And now that I've, kind of marked a lot of people, I'm going to go ahead and try and focus down one person. So our teammate gets smoked on the other side of this wall. No big deal. We can go ahead and pick them up. So Ronin Kazi had made a very good point to say, whenever you're in a position like this, don't group up. Because if a grenadier comes over there and something blows up, you're all stacked on top of each other and you're all gonna go down. So me and my teammate were standing next to each other, and I just want to be aware that's a great tactic, and I just wanted to go ahead and make that aware to you as well. So just something to keep in mind. Meanwhile, we're gonna keep stacking on this. I noticed that my teammate in the distance is having a lot of trouble. I'm also being healed by my own teammate as well with his healing skill, which is great. And I noticed that they're sort of pushing up on the flank right there. So go ahead and pulse and try and take out some of these electronics, especially the ones that try and revive people. Definitely want to try and get those down as soon as you can. And I'm going to try and proc tag team here. I do that. Teammate goes down. As you notice, we're all continuously being attacked from all sides. And I'm not really moving to a better position. I'm just continuing to stay where I am, which isn't necessarily a terrible thing, but you know, if you keep getting shot, like say from the sides or something, it's a good idea for you to reposition to a better spot. And me not using the cover to cover, I got smoked like I did, but good thing I didn't die. So use this opportunity, kill the teammate out there in the distance. You can really see that repair skills going into huge effect. I was able to sort of heal him in one shot using the chem launcher. And we're going to continue to try and fight the enemies and the ads who come through. Got the grenades, not the grenades, the I guess they're opposing fireflies that are there, and we just continue to go down. Go ahead and try and pick them up as soon as you can, and you just do your best, you know, try and make sure that you're looking at the sides, managing and making sure that the enemies don't smoke you in one shot like they just did there to me. And, you know, heal up and look after yourself, but also try and make sure that you're looking after your teammates as well. So, again, I'm in a bad position. I don't use the cover to cover like I'm supposed to, and I almost get killed right there. I'm able to heal up and then start putting pressure again. And again, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but that pulse that I just didn't hit anybody, even though I'm kind of close and I felt like we were in range. But maybe I'm missing something. But either way, move forward, continue to shoot down the enemies, and you know, again, I'm in a bad position. I don't move. I just kind of stay where I'm at. You know, because I've been able to heal myself the full. I'm overconfident again, and instead of repositioning, I just get smoked. I get one shot. And this is sort of what I'm talking about here. I'm not, again, I'm not saying this to, you know, knock on my teammates. I'm just saying this from my own personal gameplay. Looking at it, I'm overconfident, and for a number of reasons. Either I'm using the cover-to-cover system and being too over-reliant on it, or I'm being overconfident because I feel like, you know, hey, I can just go ahead and heal myself in one shot using the chem launcher. I don't have to move. I can just go ahead and sort of stay here and post it and, you know, kill them before they can kill me and just heal whatever damage that I have. But none of that matters if I'm just being one shot. As you can see, I'm using the blue screen to go ahead and heal my teammates from the distance, and we're just going to continue to try and pressure the enemy team and get through this room. So, cover to cover. Now it's just us and the boss, so, you know, we can go ahead and feel pretty good about, you know, sort of surrounding him and things. So, we're able to eventually take him down. But, you know, again, something to think about whenever you're looking at your own gameplay. If you're not able to clear the content, is it something that you're doing that is keeping you from being able to be successful? In my case, it's being overconfident and not using good tactics to reposition myself and win the day. You know, are you maybe not prioritizing the correct targets? Are you not, you know, being mindful of the enemies around you and you're being surrounded? Something to think about whenever you look at your own gameplay. Regardless, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next area. Okay, we're in this next area, and we have the enemies pressing up on us, starting the process of jamming those guys, using the Vol Jammer, and trying to take them out. Healing up my teammate, being a good support. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but for me it's bugged where I try and switch the weapons, but I keep having my chem launcher in my hand. I don't know why that is. If any of you have any tips or tricks for me, please feel free to leave a comment. But going ahead and continue to fight all these guys out here and support my teammates. Now, one thing I didn't realize, because it's been so long since last time I actually did this mission. There's enemies actually below us as well in that sort of area down below us. But I'm only focused on our flanks on both the left, or actually on this right hand side. So as you can see, I'm going ahead attacking the enemies that are coming through, and then I see this Chunga that's here. So focusing him, knocking that down so that the enemies aren't rezzed. And again, I'm being a little bit too overconfident. So trying to learn from my mistakes, I back up. And that was at that time I realized there were two Chungas. So no big deal. Focus on one. Now what I should have done was I should have went ahead and again, too overconfident. Now I'm in a bad position and I almost died right then and there. What I should have done was I should have looked at who my teammates were focusing, which Chunga, and then I should have just focused on the one, right? So our teammate goes down, and now I'm kind of sweating bullets because my teammate's down, and I'm not really sure where the other teammate is. I think maybe he got lost or is just off in the world adventuring or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not here with us. So it's essentially me and him, but it's scaled up to, you know, as if 3 people were in the party. So that what makes this incredibly tough. Go ahead and res him, but now again, I'm not really in a good place where, you know, I have nowhere to go, because if this Chunga comes all the way, if both of these Chungas come all the way through, there's nowhere else for me to go. So I'm hoping and praying that I'm able to kill these guys before they come over here. But unfortunately, this build doesn't do a whole bunch of DPS. Not directly, at least. So trying to do whatever I can, using my signature weapon, hitting them from a distance. My teammate again goes down. I'm going to try and use the Vile Jammer to put pressure on the team and heal myself. And again, I should have just healed myself to full before going over there, because I could have gone down right then and there, and then we would have had to start this over from the beginning. Chungas again pressing on us. Both Chungas are now on the one side, both on the right hand side. I'm able to build up enough stacks that it'll go ahead and stun him, and he goes ahead and does that. So continuing to go ahead and do this, but see, now again, we're both in a very bad position because, you know, both of us, I don't think, can fit in this box without us being both exposed. So I'm aiming for the chain, try and knock him down. Unfortunately, my teammate does go down. I'm able to pick him up again and continuing to keep the Chungas at bay. I'm not sure if we just got lucky and they just can't. This is about as far as they can go. But if they wanted to kill us, all it would take is for him to walk a few steps forward and we would be SOL. But that's not what happened. He just sort of stands there out in the open, and I'm able to sort of continue to shoot him and sort of wear him down. And again, I should have used cover a little bit before, you know, what am I trying to do? Face tank this? You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I think part of me was panicking a little bit, and I think that was part of the problem. I wasn't keeping a cool head. My teammates typing to me in here. We're in the, you know, in a big firefight, which is fine, I guess. Like, as long as you're not dead and you're able to continue to do this without, you know, sacrificing anything, then you're fine. And it's at that point I realize there's like enemies down below. There's enemies kind of ahead of us, around us, and, you know, I'm still using the Vile Jammer to go ahead and put pressure on those guys down below, but, you know, I wasn't realizing how, you know, how many people were over there. So, signature weapon, healing myself, trying to continue to put pressure on this team, enemy team, and I'm trying to aim for this other Chunga. My teammate goes over there, which is a bad idea, and of course I get smoked, and now we're both kind of in a jam. You know, I'm down here and I'm looking around and I'm like, oh no, he's surrounded, he goes down, and I die. We both die. So luckily for us, the teammate, my other teammate, he was able to put down a healing hive, and it was able to res him, and so we didn't have to restart the mission here. So, I'm here, just sort of kind of waiting, and I'm asking to remove the guy who's not even part of the group. And just as a FYI PSA here, don't do that. If you queue up for a mission, make sure that you're there with your teammates and helping them out. It really puts everybody else in a bind, because again, the game scales up to what is the amount of party members in the team. So if you get 3, you get 3 times the enemies, or however the game scales for it. Or if you get 2, you get less. Or if you get 4, you get the most. But then, if you're not there physically helping out your team, you're putting us all at a disadvantage. So, yeah, that's rather unfortunate. But I'm actually going to be dead here for a little while, so I'll just go ahead and skip ahead until we get to the next part.
An agent needs assistance.
So I get up. I try and res the team after getting the jam off. And I go down, and I'm not using wise tactics. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing here. When I look back at the video, I'm thinking to myself, what? Ultimate Shield, like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing? And I really don't know. I think part of it was that I was panicking, and I didn't want to wipe and, mess everything else up. So I wasn't in the right headspace, I guess, to make the best decisions. But we're able to go ahead and clear that room, and then we're going to move on. Alright, so I kind of jump ahead quite a bit, and we get into this room. So I'm going to jam, and apparently just going to shoot the rail and keep moving forward. So my thought is, hey, I'm going to go to this side while my teammates go ahead and take care of that. I can go ahead and I can go and look after the flank, right? Shooting this guy, trying to get him down, but I get smoked. And here I am sitting over here. Instead of healing, I'm just going to go ahead and jam. I figure, hey, I can go ahead and res some of my health using the Emmeline's guard. But now I'm being overconfident again, and I go down. Now, why did I not just heal myself before I ran into this room? I could not tell you why I did not heal myself. And that's part of my problem. Being overconfident, I thought I was going to be able to shoot enough enemies to go ahead and heal myself using Emmeline's guard, which I could do, but why do that when one charge of your chem launcher would have been able to do all of that in a matter of seconds? And I've put myself both in a bind, and I'm also, going down and not learning from my mistakes. So of course I go down, and I'm sort of having to be carried by my teammates. So again, just looking at my gameplay, I should have done this a lot differently instead of just being overconfident and allowing myself to get myself into a bad position and having to rely on my teammates to carry me through, rather than me being a meaningful and contributing member of the team. Don't get me wrong, I definitely feel as if I am still being a contributing member of the team, but the amount of times that they have to come over here, res me because I'm not playing my best, or I'm not playing smart, is not the best. But you live and you learn. Be mindful of it, and you just try and do your best to move forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to jam at the top. Again, I'm not really sure why some enemies, I guess some enemies actually did take damage. And I'm gonna go ahead and come over here and try and get this ad over here. Now again, I'm coming over here, didn't see this guy, no big deal. There was no way for me to know that. So I'm Alright, cool. I can go ahead and I can knock this guy down real quick. Switch to my secondary weapon. Shoot him down. No big deal. And we were able to kind of go through. So I bring that up just to say that could have ended kind of badly again. You know, I just need to be mindful of, you know, what I'm doing, where I'm going. And me fighting the enemy in the hallway was fine. You know, no big deal. Nothing bad happened, but that could have ended up very badly very quickly. So, you know, especially after I just got done wiping, I just need to make sure that, you know, I'm doing what I can do to maximize success. So next wave comes out. I'm in a bad position, so I'm gonna back up and shoot these guys here. And now I'm getting smoked again, and I go down. So instead of turning around and running away and not being so close, I ended up again putting myself in a bad position and being overconfident, and I go down yet another time. This mission has been tough for the rest of my team, so I know it's not just me, and that, you know, in that particular situation, we were kind of taken off guard. I don't know what this guy, this dance was doing. I guess the game kind of glitched out right there, but, you know, we were in a very bad position, and, you know, I got myself caught again. So relying on my teammates to go ahead and pick me up, and we're surrounded now because he had to stop to res me, and I was in a bad position. And gonna go ahead and try and do my best to shoot these guys. I'm getting shot from all sides. I'm trying to use my good tactics, rolling out the way, making sure that I don't go down again. Go ahead and jam. Another teammate is down, and so this time I actually am wiser and actually heal myself up before I go right back on the offensive. I'm gonna try and look and see like where I am and where my teammates are. Is it viable for me to go ahead and, you know, get that guy? Looks like my teammate's already going over there, no big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover him using some damage from the Vile Jammer. Gonna stay over here, try and knock down some of these electronics. And now I'm gonna go up with the rest of my team. So let's try a little something different. And I'm gonna try and do that. Staying with my team, shooting down the ads, and making sure that I heal myself when appropriate, and making sure that everything is pulsed and jammed as much as possible. Now I have a guy behind me. I get hit, and I get hit again, and I'm able to overcome this guy. I go ahead and I go down yet another time. So my teammate res me, and I get myself to a better position so I can go ahead and I can go ahead and I can heal. Now, the ads have been coming out in that door behind me, so my thought is, hey, I don't want to be here. I'm going to go ahead and jam real quick, and then I'm going to go just run with my team. At least if for whatever reason, if I go down, hopefully I won't go down again anytime soon, but if I go down, at least I'll be close to my team. They're staying mobile. I should just definitely do the same thing and just stick next to them. So, because what I've been doing so far hasn't been working, so let's do something a little bit different. So we finally clear this room, and we are going to go ahead and move forward. But, you know, I should have changed tactics a little bit sooner than that, but, you know, you live and you learn, and that's part of, you know, that's part of life. You know, if the approach that you've been using so far hasn't been working, you know, try and change your tactics. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward to the next area.
Automated tourists detected.
We have a helicopter standing by to extract the bioreactor. Secure the area.
Alright, so this is the final area. Start off by jamming. getting all those status effects rolling, and we try and go and fight the boss. So I wasn't paying attention to, you know, some of what was going on and what the boss was saying, but, you know, the boss is a sniper, I believe, and has a mechanic that is a, I guess, mortar. So, you know, you have to sort of be aware of that. I actually wasn't aware of that until much later on, but I wasn't paying attention. Heal up, knock down those dogs, and continuing to put pressure on the enemy team. So just want to go ahead and say I thank everybody who's watched all my videos so far. Thank you to all the people who are the usual commenters. I really appreciate the time that you take to look at my videos, provide some critiques, leave some comments. I love the engagement that we have with the Division community as well as the people on YouTube. There's a lot of other content creators that I really like to watch. Sloth Moods, Rich85, Ronan Kazi. Check out those guys. I think there's a content creator, I want to say his name is Lanky, I believe. And those guys make excellent content. Make sure that you go ahead and you watch those guys as well. And I appreciate you all looking after my videos and taking the time to, you know, just be with me, hang with me. I kind of do this as a hobby. You know, I'm not looking to get YouTube famous or anything, but, you know, if I could just entertain you all just a little bit with whatever that's been going on and everything, I really appreciate that. So I'm just gonna let the rest of the video play. It's still a little bit long. I'm not gonna go ahead and comment it or anything else, but this is the video. I need to stop being so overconfident, but you know, hey, it makes for good gameplay, I guess. I have a lot of fun and we're able to clear the content, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got here. So this is Ultimate Shield 340 signing off, and I'll see you in the Dark Zone. Peace.
Mortars on this location. ASAP.
System curtailed. System back online. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Good work. Now pop that flare.
Roger. We're on the way. I need that drill up and running.